Usually when we are in our 30s, we are looking at maybe our first or second job. Depends on what your background has been in terms of your qualification. But when it comes to setting career goals at this phase of your life, I want to share with you some of the things that I wish I could have done better. I wish I had known. And that is a huge learning, I think, for those who are still there in their early 30s. So this is what I want you to keep in mind. There could be many reasons why you would join a corporate. I think one of the important ones to consider is if this corporate is a brand, because that brand adds value to your brand, especially early on in your career. It's a good idea to consider organizations which are mature, which are known, and kind of that adds to your resume and to your credibility. If it's about the startup space, make sure that that startup is a funded startup, stable, has been operational, has already broken even or almost there. So do those hygiene checks and then make sure that you're joining the startup with the intention to learn business holistically, because you have that opportunity to do that in a startup environment. In a corporate environment, you're stuck in a very rigid, mature setup. You will only get opportunities to do well in that particular function or that role, right? But in a startup, you have a wider canvas, like many more things to learn. Having said that, the goal that you need to have for yourself, once you are clear whether you want to go the startup way or the corporate way, the goal should be to be flexible and open to learning, period. You cannot make the mistake of deciding what you want to specialize in early on in your career. And I would consider early on to be the first 10 years of your career. Within the first 10 years, your endeavor should be to learn as much as possible. If that means hopping around from one function to another, one role to another, do that. Don't go over the top and start hopping organizations. That's not a good idea, because it shows lack of stability, lack of sincerity, lack of loyalty, lack of clarity or maturity. So don't do that. Don't hop organizations. But within the organization, explore opportunities to learn about different functions if possible, or pick up different roles that you can play. This is the time when you can truly experiment and explore. And once you're done with this, is when you are in a much better position to decide what is it that excites you, what is it that you want to do more, what is it that you can do really well, because it's going to have a direct impact on your performance, and performance helps us to and motivates us to keep doing what we're doing. Success and motivation is a vicious circle. When you are successful, you become more motivated to do what you want to do, what you have to do, and when you are motivated to do it, you become good at it and achieve more success. So motivation fuels success, and success also fuels in motivation. It's a cyclic behavior and connection between the two. Irrespective, the right time to jump in this space is when you have done your bit of exploration and experimentation, tried learning a few things before you can put your finger on one and say, let's go ahead with that. I hope you pick this advice and go leaps forward in your career, whether corporate or startup, and make it a huge success and worth your time and your abilities.